I just want to follow up on 2 points that you made, Pranjul, I found interesting. On the FDI point, because we just sort of skimmed over it, but it was a huge headline over the last couple of days that the foreign direct investment coming into India has plummeted over 96%. I think it merits putting that into a bit of perspective on how you see it. Is this an issue with India as a destination for capital, or is this in the context of global turmoil we're seeing, where everybody's like saying, let's wait and watch and see how this pans out?
Yeah, I think it's a global phenomenon. You know, when you look at global investment intentions, they are very subdued right now. Again, I'll just repeat, if you have no clue what's going to happen in the next 3 weeks or maybe 3 hours, you know, how do you basically take a call on some investment which will, like, you know, be there for 3 years? So it is a global phenomenon. But even when the global mood changes, I think India should play it more strategically than it has in the past. My sense is that in the past, we have focused mostly on high-tech FDI, you know, like semiconductors and green hydrogen and EVs, solar panels. The problem with high-tech FDI that lots of countries are competing for the same pot of money, including the US, the Eurozone, all advanced economies. I think we should diversify. We should not just focus on high-tech FDI, but also mid-tech FDI. Textiles, footwears, furniture, these are mass, you know, labor intensive. They will give a rise to mass incomes. That will be good for our growth. So the next round, whenever we are out of this particular storm, I think we should focus on diversifying the kind of FDI we want to attract to the economy.
It's something which won't even tick off Trump, because he said, I don't want to make T-shirts, but I want to make the iPhones.
Exactly, right? So you get it, right? That there is chance for a new manufacturer in mid-tech. But for a new manufacturer, large manufacturer like India in high-tech can be a lot more competitive.
But having said that, just on, so what do you think are the key markers to watch out from an Indian perspective? So far, the consensus has been whatever is happening with what Trump says, trade deal, etc., does not impact India too much, because we aren't a very export-oriented or export-dependent economy. Do you, first of all, concur with that? And what do you think is the next big step you would watch out for in this trade war from the Indian context?
Yeah, so look, a lot of people say India is this big domestic demand economy. You know, I like to not agree with this in entirety. My sense is India has only grown rapidly in years when it has integrated more with the global world. The years when we focused only on domestic economy, we get 5.5% growth. The years when we compete, go and look for new markets abroad, both goods and services, we get 8% growth, right? So, you know, I would like us to compete. I would like us to grow much faster. We need it for our people. And I think we are taking the right steps. You know, my sense is that we've been bringing down tariffs. We've been going out there trying to forge new trade deals with advanced economies. Now, you can argue that the India-UK trade deal does not have too much of economic impact, but I think the sentiment impact was even bigger. For the first time, India said that, no, let's fast track it. Let's have something. We'll have a lot of issues. We'll look at it on the side, but let's fast track at least a bare minimum deal. I think this is a right attitude to have. On the back of this attitude, I think this year we'll also get a trade deal with the US and also the EU. Then we have been more open to FDI, especially regional FDI. Hopefully, eventually, we get a lot of FDI from China as well, which is a big giver of FDI. And finally, the currency. I think it's good to have a flexible currency. It becomes a shock absorber, and it also gives a lot of macro stability, confidence to manufacturers. So on all of these fronts, I think we are moving in the right direction to become a little more globally integrated than we were in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and then maybe PAX, New Zealand, Chile, what have you, a lot of smaller things as well.